Hello everyone and welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. My name is the SDA and today we have this is News Friday, where I talk about the week's news gone by for gaming and some movie news as well if it interests me. Anyway, so number one on the list is the Division DLC, the free DLC. Players will be able to compete in daily and weekly missions and Dark Zone events on March 8th when the actual game launches. Now there are a couple of free updates and there's paid DLC, so let's get them right. So first of all, the free update, the first one is called Incursions, and will add missions for up to 4 players along with tough new enemies, and you will get a high level loot. It's also will add loot trading as well, which is pretty cool. I think that's something new, especially, you know, of the likes of Destiny and stuff that you play to get the loot. You can trade your loot in this game. I think that's a pretty cool concept. If you have doubles, stuff you don't want, your friend wants it, I think that's pretty unique, and I think that would be welcomed by most players. So yeah, but however, you will, with this trading of loot, I believe you have to be with that particular person when you're trading. So I can't have something and then 2 hours later a friend comes along and I give it to them. You've got to be with them. And I think that's kind of fair play at this point. I think the fact that they've got it in there is actually a big welcome bonus, and so, you know, it's not too much to gripe about. It seems quite fair at this point. Another free update, the second one will be called Conflict, which will bring a new Dark Zone feature. Sorry, I better two-thing today. And basically, they haven't said anything about what it's actually going to be about, so there's no real elements being added on there. Like, we don't know too much about that. Now for the free paid DLC, or if you have the season pass, you'll be able to get this, which is no doubt 40 to 50, standard practice in these days. It will launch, the first one will launch in June 2016 and will allow players to hunt enemies in the subway in the underground tunnels of Manhattan. So they're opening up like another world kind of thing underneath the city of Manhattan or New York, whatever, which I think is really interesting. I think it's going to give a whole new variety of play, depending on how long you stick with it, of course. The second DLC will be in the summer and will feature a horde mode, and essentially that's what it says, basically a horde mode. And the last DLC will hit in the winter, which will give players a brand new threat to face. So a new enemy type, maybe a new kind of, I don't know, a new situation will come about. I'm not too sure what that's going to be. Again, this is just the DLC being announced and stuff. There's no real details just of yet. Of course, as you get closer to the release of these DLCs, more and more stuff will come out. I'm sure you'll get extra weapons and stuff, or loot being added anyway. Okay, so the second story of today is No Man's Sky. And there's a lot of detail here, actually. Now, finally, this game has been delayed. It's a massive game. People want to play it. People forget about it. Well, finally, it's got a release date, and it'll be available on June the 21st, 2016, at $60. Now, that's in the USA. Now, if you're in the UK, it will be priced at £42. Now, there is a special edition version of it. In the USA, it will cost you around $150, and in the UK, it will cost you £105. Which is a considerable drop, but that's the way the economy is right now, etc., etc. It will include an 8-inch model of the ship you will be going along in. Sorry, of the ship you actually travel in, an 8-inch ship. So you get a model replica of that. That's pretty cool. And there's a ton of other stuff like postcards and pins and stuff like that. I think you can buy those separately as well. Let's get it in this £150 or $150 or £100 special edition, of course, as well as a mystery gift. But they haven't said what the mystery gift will be. They will reveal it on launch day, and all of this will be exclusive, apparently, into a store called I Am 8-Bit, which I've never really heard of, to be honest with you. So if you're in America or you're a little bit in the know, you will go to that store and you can pre-order there. Remember, it is exclusive to them, pretty much what they do at Amazon sometimes, and even Game in the UK. So be sure to get your pre-orders in as quickly as possible. You know, they go fast. I think it's limited to, dare I say, 10,000, I think. I'm not too sure, so again, as soon as you hear this, you better get on it. Now, the next Forza game will be announced at E3, and it will include the new Lamborghini Centenaro. Now, it's crazy because this car, Now, I'm not a racing car driver. I'm just bringing you this particular part of the news, is the fact that the car itself is real, but it has not even been made. So they got it in a game, but it hasn't even been made and brought to the public's eye yet, like the real thing. So that's pretty cool. I like that concept. I think that's a sweet thing. Normally, they kind of chuck that in as a DLC, I would suspect. But yeah, I like the idea of that. Apparently, it is going to be made or developed through specifically PC and Xbox. I thought Forza was an Xbox One exclusive, but I don't know anyway. But either way, it'd be on PC and Xbox. No mention of PS4, so I assume it's not. We've got some bad news now. Mass Effect Andromeda has been delayed. Jesus Christ. No surprise about all these delayed games. I mean, it's just one more to add to the fucking list, right? We're waiting forever for this shit to come out. Andromeda has been delayed until January or March. Yeah, January or March, in the space of 3 months, 2017. No word on why this is just of yet. So they've not said why, they're just saying it's been delayed. You know, they say get some bugs out, do whatever they're going to have to do. I don't really know. Another game, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, has been delayed as well. Oh my god. But luckily it's only just by 2 weeks, and this is due to manufacturing. They're basically going to make more copies due to the demand worldwide. So they're going to be making more copies available. Okay, that's about it for gaming news. Now, I've got 1 or 2 things to say on movie news, actually. Actually, no, just 1 thing to say on movie news before I close this up. Basically, after the success of the R-rated movie of Deadpool, and we've always wanted a violent or a dark version of a movie, you know, instead of, you know, having a soft family kind of thing. For comic book fans everywhere, it gets kind of frustrating and kind of irritating about this situation. But Deadpool is R-rated, and it got a lot of success. Now, Batman vs Superman, a movie I'm desperate to see, is already basically being made in the net process, right? But based on the fact that they've seen the success of the R-rated movie, they have decided, thank you Jesus, to basically do an R-rated version of Batman vs Superman. Well, what does this mean? How the hell do you get your hands on the R-rated version if they've already made the movie? Well, thank God, due to their, you know, having what fans want, or knowing what fans want, sorry, they basically paid attention and said, okay, we'll release this in theatres, and that will be the movie, but if you want the R-rated version, you have to go and buy it on Blu-ray, and that will be called Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. I've already searched for it on Amazon. I can't find it just of yet, but I can assure you I will be picking that bad boy up whenever it gets you know, to be released. Of course, you can see it in movie theatres or whatever, but I'm someone who likes buying the Blu-ray, and even if I did see it in the movie theatre, I would be picking it up on Blu-ray anyway. So be sure when you buy Batman vs Superman, you could buy the Ultimate Edition to get the R-rated version. I will say also, if you're interested in the animation of Batman vs Superman, buy Batman The Dark Knight Part 1 and Batman The Dark Knight Part 2, and it will have Batman vs Superman in there if you're interested in it. But be warned, it might have a bit of a spoiler in there for you to know what happens in the story, you know what I mean? So be wary of that if you are thinking about picking that up. Anyway, guys, if this video helped you out or you enjoyed it, you know, gave you all the information you needed or wanted, give this video a thumbs up and or a like, what have you, and a share, comment, and please do subscribe to me. I do these every week, every Friday, and don't forget to check out my Far Cry Primal playthrough that's currently ongoing as well, and I do unboxings as well. I got a special one of The Killing Joke, the Batman comic book coming up later in the week probably, and also you know, they've got the animated series coming out later in the year, and as well as later in March, by the way, to add on the Walking Dead Michonne next part, 2nd episode, which I've already done. You can watch that as well. They are releasing that later on in March. So later March, about what, 25th to 28th of March. So that'll be also on my channel as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Facebook and Twitter of me is all in the link in the description below, and I hope this video helped you out. Thanks for watching.